Most men go through their entire lives without ever understanding how deeply physical connection can affect a woman when it's done correctly. They rely on instinct, guesswork, or things they've picked up from media that was never designed to teach real intimacy. And because of that, they miss the most important element of all: how the female body actually responds when stimulation aligns with emotional presence, rhythm, and intention. What I'm about to explain isn't about being rough, aggressive, or trying to impress. It's about learning a specific approach that allows a woman's body to fully open, respond, and build toward an intense physical release that feels overwhelming in the best possible way. This approach is called the power thrust method. When a woman experiences this level of connection with someone, it leaves an imprint, not because of force, but because of how deeply her body and nervous system respond to the experience. It's the difference between something that feels good in the moment and something that stays with her long afterward. Today, I'm breaking this method down into 5 specific techniques. Some of them are surprisingly subtle: small changes in pacing, positioning, or awareness. But those small changes create massive differences in how the experience unfolds for her. And the final technique, the 8 to 2 method, is the one that often takes everything over the edge. If you've ever wondered why some experiences feel intense and unforgettable while others fade quickly, stay with me. This explains exactly why. Section 2: the biggest mistake most men make. Let's start with the most common mistake. Most men begin correctly. They move slowly at first. They're cautious. They're intentional. There's a sense of awareness in those first moments. Then suddenly, everything changes. They rush. They increase intensity too fast. They go from gentle connection straight into full force, believing that intensity equals effectiveness. This usually doesn't come from confidence. It comes from conditioning, from seeing examples that prioritize visual impact instead of physical responsiveness. But real intimacy doesn't work that way. When intensity arrives too early, it disconnects rather than deepens. Instead of building anticipation, it overwhelms the body before it's ready to receive it. Think of it like this: imagine asking your body to perform at maximum output without any warm up. No preparation, no buildup, just immediate strain. The body resists, it tightens, it pulls away. The same thing happens here. Before anything becomes powerful, it needs grounding. A woman needs to feel that you're present with her, not just performing a sequence you think you're supposed to follow. The power thrust method begins with patience, staying close, letting tension build naturally, allowing breathing, touch, and proximity to create anticipation before anything accelerates. It's about connection before action. When movement does begin, it should feel deliberate, weighted, calm, more like pressure than speed. This is where arousal truly starts, not with force, but with presence. Power comes later. And when it does, it lands differently because her body is actually ready to receive it. Section 3: angles, positioning, and awareness. Once connection is established, the next phase is awareness. Most men approach physical movement in a straight line, forward and back, assuming repetition is enough. But the body doesn't respond evenly in all directions. Sensitivity varies based on angle, pressure, and orientation. Small shifts change everything. By adjusting positioning slightly, angling the hips, changing alignment, different internal areas respond. One direction may feel neutral, while another creates a strong physical reaction. The key here isn't guessing, it's observation. Her body communicates constantly through breathing, tension, movement, sound, and rhythm. When a certain angle creates a stronger response, stay there. Let the body settle into that sensation. This applies in any position, whether she's facing you, elevated slightly, or controlling the movement herself. Subtle changes in angle introduce sensations many women rarely experience because they're so often overlooked. This is where technique becomes attunement. Instead of thinking about what you're doing, you start responding to how she's reacting. That shift alone changes the entire experience. Section 4, targeting, rhythm, and emotional anchoring. Now let's talk about intention and rhythm. Certain areas of the body respond best to upward, curved motion rather than straight pressure. Adjusting elevation slightly changes how stimulation lands, allowing each movement to feel more focused and effective. At this stage, consistency matters more than intensity. Slow, repeated movement builds sensation steadily. It allows her nervous system to stay relaxed while arousal increases naturally. Rushing breaks that buildup. Staying present deepens it. As responsiveness increases, intensity can grow, but only when her body signals readiness. This isn't about assumption. It's about listening. Then comes rhythm. One speed becomes predictable. Predictability dulls sensation. Variation wakes it back up. Slow movement builds anticipation. Fuller engagement releases it. Then slowing again rebuilds it. This contrast keeps the body engaged and responsive. Communication plays a role here too, not just verbal, but energetic. Tone, pacing, and confidence keep her grounded in the experience instead of drifting into thought. Rhythm controls sensation, presence maintains connection. Together, they create momentum. Section 5, physical readiness and endurance. Before the final technique, there's an important reality to acknowledge. Technique alone isn't enough if the body can't support it. Sustained performance requires circulation, stamina, and control. Especially as men age, physical responsiveness can change, making endurance more challenging even when desire is present. Supporting the body's natural systems allows technique to be applied properly instead of rushed or shortened. When physical readiness is there, you don't need to hurry. You can stay present longer, you can adjust pace, you can maintain rhythm without strain. That's why performance isn't just about knowing what to do. It's about being physically capable of doing it with consistency. When body and technique work together, control increases. And control is what allows everything else in this method to function as intended. Section 6, the 8 to 2 method and integration. Now we reach the final technique, the 8 to 2 method. This approach is based on contrast. Instead of continuous deep movement, the focus shifts to controlled, shallow engagement followed by intentional, deeper motion. The majority of sensitivity exists near the outer region, where nerve concentration is highest. By staying in that range for several movements, tension builds, anticipation rises. The body leans forward into sensation. Then, deeper engagement releases that tension. 8 controlled movements, 2 intentional ones. Not rushed, not aggressive, precise. That contrast creates a cycle of buildup and release that keeps arousal climbing instead of plateauing. It keeps the nervous system engaged and responsive. An added layer of unpredictability, briefly pausing or changing sensation before returning, heightens this effect even more. It keeps the body alert and receptive. When this method is combined with everything before it, patience, angle awareness, rhythm variation, communication, and endurance, the result is an experience that feels deeply immersive. This isn't about memorizing steps. It's about understanding how the body responds and adapting in real time. Every woman is different. What matters most is awareness, listening, and adjustment. That combination is what separates experiences that are forgotten from ones that are remembered. And that's the power of this method.